desires. Right? So understanding of Artha will take care of no poverty, zero hunger, and quality education. And understanding of Kama will lead to affordable and clean energy. Kamanas, right? What are my kamanas? Decent work and economic growth. My kamanas. I want worldly progress. I desire for worldly progress. I desired for affordable and clean energy, etc., etc. Industry, and in order to fulfill my kamanas, I will create some resources, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, etc. And if we understand the complete picture of Purushartha Chatushtaya framework, then we will, collectively work upon the fulfillment of these 17 SDGs, that is the partnership for achieving the 17 goals. Now, one of the important things was understanding the cause-effect relationship between dharma, artha, and kama. Between these two, like dharma and achar. So if we understand what is my dharma, what is the sustaining power, what is my duty, what are my characteristics, what I am actually, who I am, right? That would automatically lead to fulfillment of the IDGs, inner development goals, being relationship to self, right? Thinking. The education system should be able to, make us competent to think, should be able to make us learn to think, right? In these shastras, the focus is not only on, because we are saying, or some rishi has said, or some Veda has said something, that is why we should, believe it. They are not of like this. They focus a lot on thinking, and that is the innate nature of Atman, right? Jnana is the innate quality of Atman. So here in this Indian knowledge system, Tarka is called to be Rishi, Tarka Rishi. They call that reasoning, logical thinking is equivalent to a Rishi, or you can say logical thinking, reasoning is something that makes one a Rishi, a seer who can see through the things, who can see things clearly. That happens through, and if you look at the Nyaya Darshan and the Mimamsa Darshana, Mimamsa and Vedanta, they give the training of critical thinking, critical investigation, how to think, how to reason and argue, how to not for the sake of just reasoning and arguing, but to arrive at the reality, to understand things better, to know the truth behind things. So and when we know this, we know that without the resources, without the help of other people, nobody can survive on its own, right? We all know that we are social human beings. We have various kinds of relationship with us. Even at work, we are not colleagues. We become brothers and sisters and fathers and daughters and so on, right? So we keep on relating with each other. So understanding that relationship, and then, or even the relationship of employer and employee, if I understand that, how I am related to this particular entity, and I do my dharma there, what is it that will keep my relationship with this particular entity sustained, right? I look upon those things, and act accordingly, then this understanding of dharma would automatically lead me to better relationship with anybody in the world, right? Understanding of my relationship and then fulfillment of them. And we will obviously move forward to collaborate with others and acquire social skills, because we know that we cannot survive on our own. And when we have that clear understanding, one thing is that at times we know certain things, okay, these are things, we know them by words. Like we read something in the books, we listen to somebody and they say something. I know these things by words, but that does not become part of my life unless I firmly understand what it is. And then, be it whatever, if I understand the things firmly, clearly, then they, automatically start coming into my life. I automatically start acting accordingly. And that automatically drives change inside us. So, the education system basically needs to focus on a Purushartha Chatushtay based framework, because education is the, as these Shastras and we all understand, is the most important wealth, the supreme wealth that one can acquire. And that is the supreme wealth of education that can help us fulfill our desires, our kamanas, sustainably. And that will happen not without dharma, understanding of dharma. We actually do not understand dharma. We are whatever we are. We have heard something about dharma. We have not inquired enough about it, right? We are whatever we are by chance, isn't it? We are, say, I would say we are either Hindu or Sikh or Isai or Muslim by chance. We have not understood it. We have not inquired. We have not logically thought about it. We have not reasoned about it, right? If we, by reasoning, by logical understanding, if we know what we are, what I am doing, what I am eating, what I am behaving, then it becomes something not by chance. I become that person by choice, right? And the dharma based education, dharma, that is the sustaining power of everything. If we have that in mind and at center, it can lead to fulfillment, not only the 17 fulfillment of the 17 SDGs, but also the newer targets that have come, newer inner development goals, 5 inner development goals. It will help us in achieving these 5 inner development goals also. And as we all understand, the Indian knowledge system is full of this. You have heard Amba ma'am day before on linguistics. You take any linguistic text, take Bhartrihari, take Panini, take Patanjali. They do not just talk about language in isolation. Their No, they are not talking only about Shabda, Vakya, etc. They talk about Shabda Brahma, right? So everywhere the purpose of these texts is actually based, all these texts are based on this Purushartha Chatushtaya framework. They have this holistic picture in mind that, okay, my understanding of language is not just for the sake of understanding a language. It is a mean, language is a mean to communicate with people, right? And how does it communicate? Communicate with people, the thought that I have, and so on. So all these shastras, mostly you have heard Ramanathanji also. So he talks about chemistry, and chemistry is, every shastra you take is linked with the framework of Purushartha Chatushtaya. Though maybe it might not at times talk too much about it, but the underlying thread between all these shastras, all the knowledge system that we have in India, that is based on the framework of Purushartha Chatushtaya. That is the framework of Dharma. And not only Dharma, they are never, they never say that you follow Dharma. For example, we can take Ishopanishad. There is a shloka, it says, one who follows avidya, andhantama pravishanti, ye avidyam upasate. Those who follow avidya fall into darkness, right? Blind darkness. But the next, then they say, tato bhuya ivatayitamo yau vidyayam rata. Those who follow only vidya enter into even greater darkness, right? So now it might sound to be a riddle for you. Basically, what they are trying to say is that one has to follow not only vidya, but vidya, that they call it jnana, and the second one is karma, act accordingly, and upasana, acquire those, act accordingly, use them all. So jnana, karma, upasana. So following merely dharma or following merely vidya is not suggested in these shastras. They talk about the real purpose is basically fulfillment of our desires, and the basic desire, we can say, are two. One is to get rid of sufferings, the other is to get happiness. These are the two fundamental desire behind any other desire. You want to have, food, you want to get rid of pain, you want to have whatever, either it would be, to get rid of pain or to get happiness. These are the mainly two desires behind all the desires come in. Either one might want to, get moksha, that is also to get rid of pains, and pain for a not for a short duration, like we do get rid of pain when we have food, we do get rid of pain when we acquire clothes or we acquire shelter, etc., etc. But these are all momentary. They keep on coming again and again, but this is not. If we want, we know that there is some sustainable solution, we will look for it if given a choice. So that is the framework of Purushartha Chatushtaya. So there is this suggested framework by this Indian knowledge system is that of Purushartha Chatushtaya.